Before the season started, the Continental Basketball Association authorities awarded the National Grand Final to Devonport, and what a wise decision it's turned out to be. 6 months later, from the 36 men's teams in the CBA, the final two are the Knox Raiders from Melbourne and the Northwest Tasmania Originals, who play off for the National Championship in front of a full house of adoring fans. Hello, I'm glad you could join us here in Devonport for the CBA National Men's Final, because tickets are impossible to come by here on the northwest coast of Tassie, and this is going to be a fitting climax to the 1996 CBA season. Both these teams are riding incredible winning streaks. Northwest Tasmania have never been beaten on this court this season. They've won their last 14 in a row. They won their semi-final to get into this final against Southern Districts from Brisbane, shooting 145 points. That's a CBA National Finals record. Knox, well, they've won on the road. They beat the North Conference champions Rockhampton up in Rocky to meet Northwest Tasmania today. So we've got the East Conference champions Knox against the South Conference champions Northwest Tasmania. Joining me in commentary again is the Australian Institute of Sport coach, Gordon McLeod. Gordy, talking to people around the CBA, we've definitely got the two best teams in the competition, and, well, we're not going to be able to hear ourselves think, I think, here tonight.
Yeah, well, the atmosphere's actually electric in here, and it is around the town. And, yes, we have got the two best teams, and we've got two very entertaining teams. Both teams like to get up and down the floor and run. They've both had very hard roads to get to the final here. Both teams have earned it. And I think tonight's game is going to be very, very entertaining for the fans, and it's going to be very entertaining for us. I think it's going to boil down to the old heads of the Knox Raiders in the backcourt, in the guards, the experience in Perry in the backcourt against the young guns in the Northwest Originals team in Harvey and Armstrong. I think in the forwards and the centres, there's some smart players there as well, but I think it's going to boil down to the backcourt. And if the game's close and the crowd gets into it, well, we're going to be in for a humdinger.
Well, you'd probably put your money on Northwest if that's the case. They've never been beaten on this court this season. They've got the best record in the competition. They've got B1 and B2 in the front court, Ben Harvey and Ben Armstrong, Marcus Bell-Chambers, Jason Pepper and David Boer. They make up the starting five. Pepper and Boer, the imports. Boer, 29 points per game. The Southern Conference MVP. This is his last game in Australia. He'll be looking to go out with the championship. For Knox, Ross Wignall, the captain at point guard. Darren Perry, who shot 13 points per game. I won't mention it while Gordy's here, or perhaps I will. He shot 13 three-pointers against the AIS, so from the perimeter he is a really potent force. Wayne Howe, Chris Pearce and Derek Leake, who's a great defensive player. His battle with Buer is going to be fantastic. And off the bench, Keith Bragg leads the Northwest team under Phil Thomas. 8 straight points for him in the conference final against Ballarat. Probably was what turned the tide there. And Ian Williams, the forward, leads Knox off the bench. Two very strong and deep units. And the referees for this big game, Scott Cogley on the right there, Jeff Micallef working with him. A big game for the referees too. They're going to be under heaps of pressure, Gordy. And there are a number of Knox fans who have managed to get into the stadium somehow.
Yes, well, they know that this is the big game, the big dance game for them, and they've travelled with the team on all their other games, so I'm sure that they're going to be in fine voice, but they're going to be up against it.
And the team do travel well. They won the conference final up in Sydney, beating West Sydney, and as I said, they beat Rockhampton in Rockhampton. Is that going to stand them in good stead? Are they going to be intimidated by this very pro-Northwest crowd?
Well, I don't think they'll be intimidated, but they're used to playing on the road, and it's something they've had to do very hard, but I think this is going to be a new challenge for them, because this is a little bit different venue to what they're probably used to, and I think the atmosphere is going to be a lot more electric.
So it's Northwest Tasmania in red, Knox Raiders in the white. And Bell-Chambers gets it to Boer, and away go the Originals. Armstrong, 50 points last week. Cleaned up well, and the basket knocked down by Jason Pepper. So the Originals score.
Well, that's a good start for them. They just what they wanted. They wanted to get off to a good start. Armstrong took the quick shot and the offensive rebound to Pepper. And you can see a few enthusiasm there, early foul there.
And Pepper ending up in the Knox bench. Darren Perry, 3 points. Shots
9 in the semi-final, Perry. And the rebound put down by Wayne Howell gets Knox on the board.
You see the same thing. Both opened up with perimeter shots and both have gone to the offensive glass and tidied up and scored.
Bellchambers puts the ball back. Oh, great hands there from Perry, stripping the ball away. Howell, behind the back dribble, got away from him a little bit. Cutting to the basket was Pierce. Back to Perry. He's had one shot from out there. The second one goes.
Well, that's exactly what the Regionals don't want, is for Perry to get a hot hand, because he can really open you up. And if that happens, Leake will then get something going.
Great drive from Pepper.
Yeah, good strong move to the basket there by Pepper. He's able to drive and penetrate the paint and score off the layup.
Howell inside to Leake. Pierce from the perimeter. Pepper gets in, but it's taken by Wignall. Oh, it's very tough in the paint. He's just taken it out of court. Under pressure from Boer. And last they're able to settle down or let Ben Harvey, the 21-year-old captain of this Originals team. Marcus Bellchambers, very experienced. Pepper the lob to Bellchambers. Just a little bit high.
Both teams have opened up pretty well, Pete, considering it's the big grand final match. Both seem to have settled down nicely for the game.
Confident drive from Howell, who's fouled.
It's going to be a tough task for Pepper to match up on Howell, because he's got a very nice perimeter game, but he's also a very strong driver to the basket.
Bellchambers picking up that first foul of the game. Here's Wignall. In-out game. Again, Pepper's in the way. Howell gets another chance for Knox. Great athleticism there. He's fouled. The basket didn't drop for him. And the home fans don't like the call.
That's a bit of a worry, because I think that's Pepper's second foul. And they're going to go at him. I'm sure that Howell, with his athleticism, will be looking to take him to the basket as much as possible.
So that sends Howell to the line. .69% free throw shooter this season, so you're looking to make sure of this one. Well, not his favourite place to strike, so it's still a 2-point lead for Knox. They can level it up here. Armstrong comes up short. They'll be asking a lot to repeat another 50-point game from him. There's the interception. It was telegraphed. Away goes the captain, rejected by Howell, who's called for the foul.
There's a few words exchanged there too. Wayne Howell really got up there and put that one up in the stands. You can still see him going on there, bumping away each other.
But no backward steps from Harvey here.
You can see him go hard to the basket. Howell is way up there. I mean, that's an enormous leap.
So Ben Harvey can level up the scores. Just mopping up some perspiration at the other end.
The referee's just going around to the players, just saying, righto, fellas, I know the emotions are high. Let's just calm it down a bit and play a bit of ball.
86% from the strike this season, Harvey.
Harvey showed there the dangers that he's got. His quickness is able to come up with the intercept and then attack the basket the other end.
Scores a level. 2.5 minutes played in the first quarter.
Interesting matchup, that Wignall and Harvey. There's a big height disadvantage there.
Oh, left unattended under the basket to put Knox in front. Chris Pierce, the quick outlet. Hopeful pass, but a good one to Bellchambers. Harvey found him the length of the court.
That's what they like to do. They really like to get out and run and look to try and pick up some good transition baskets.
First time we've seen a drive from Leake, but the dump off. Pierce couldn't make the points count. Harvey is knocked away by Wignall momentarily. Pepper faced by Howell. Good defence from Howell. The basket will count though, and Howell not happy.
No, he's not, and You know, there's an interesting matchup there. Pepper wanted to take him to the basket, and he made the referee make the call there. You can see here, takes him to the bucket, jumps up. Howe reaches in with the arm, gets called with a foul. If he kept his hands out there, he might have been...
Exactly. I think he had him covered with the body. And so that replay showed he did reach in, couldn't make the bonus. So it's a 2-point lead for the home team. Wignall wanted it back from Howe. Gets away from Armstrong. And Howe levels the scores up. Another quick outlet. Howe intercepts though. Away from Pepper. And now Knox push it down the floor. Pierce. Too long. Oh. Working hard under the basket there was weak, but he couldn't bring up the rebound. Boer runs the floor. Charge call. And yes, Wignall.
Very good defence there by Wignall. He seen that Big Boer was going down the floor there and wanted to take it to the hole because he hasn't shot one yet, and he had very good position and a very good call by the official.
He must have felt the spirit of Tasmania bearing down on him there, but he held his ground, Wignall, and it's 10 apiece.
You can see the originals already wanting to get out and make an up-tempo game of it. Want to push the ball up the floor. Whereas Knox will play in a half court and try and pump it inside like this, and then get him inside-outside.
Armstrong trying to keep Perry out of it. Got a fingertip to it, Leak, for his first points.
A little flash of the eyebrows there. The Howe Leak wanted the back door, the alley-oop. Finished it off nicely.
Wignall guarding Armstrong out the perimeter. D from Leak on Boer. That's going to be a great battle. Boer gets his own board. Perry trying to strip him. He might get another chance here, Dave Boer. He's fouled.
Well, that's Boer's strength. He's a real blue-collar worker, and he just worked so hard there. Couldn't get the shot away cleanly, but just kept working till the foul was called.
Third team foul as we look at it again. Foul on Pierce. Third team foul on Knox. Boer again in the paint. With the white shirts all over him. Armstrong, he's got that one down.
That'll do a lot for his confidence too. Make that first basket. The wrist will loosen up a little bit.
4 3/4 minutes played. It's 12 apiece. Bell Chambers trying to keep Leak away, but he got around him to put them 2 points in front. Again, the outlet. Armstrong couldn't get consecutive points. Howe gets away from Harvey. Bell Chambers lets him go. Howe certainly is the go-to man for Knox.
The game is certainly starting to quicken up a little bit here, and Northwest, if they're going to shoot the ball quickly at the offensive end, they've got to get some people to the glass there, otherwise Knox will run it back at them as quick as they shoot it.
Howe has 7 of Knox's 16 points. Marcus Bell Chambers, sweet fadeaway, 2 points the difference.
Very good for the originals to make sure they get a good balance of inside-outside scoring, and that went inside, and a beautiful little fadeaway shot by Bell Chambers.
Coming up to the halfway point of the first quarter. Oh, Howe left all alone beyond the arc.
Knox are looking very good with their offense in the half court. They're able to come down and work the ball around nicely. They're playing with good tempo, and they're shooting the ball well.
Bell Chambers goes hard, draws another foul out of Pierce. 14 fouls apiece. 6 minutes played in the CBA Men's National Final. Pepper, second thought was a good one. And referee just having a word to Boer there.
Both teams are shooting the ball very well from the floor, and you know, both inside and outside, so very high quality game at this stage.
Northwest Tassie 7 of 12 from the field. Knox,
that's trouble.
Sorry, 6 of 9. Tassie are 7 of 10. Pepper's not happy.
Definitely a foul there. He reached in on the ball and picked up his third foul.
Well, the referee had a word to him after that last basket went down.
You know, you see the contact there, obvious contact going for the steal, and he should know better because he's on 2 fouls, and the way the officials are calling the game.
So in the penalty, the home team, and the skipper, Wignall, makes the first from the line, his first points of the game. That's the Knox section of fans. They're very pleased with the first part of the game. They've got a 5-point lead now.
Knox are pressing up the floor now, Pete, and it'll be interesting to see if they go back to man or zone.
Well, there's another interception. Howell looks very cool. He's faced by Keith Bragg, who's come on to replace Pepper, and Bragg strips it away. Harvey sets Armstrong away. The pass was too long, and Armstrong couldn't make it. Perry has Knox now have a 2-on-1. Pearce gets it.
You can see the difference in the styles of the game. Every time the originals get it, they're looking to go as quick as they can to the other end of the floor, and coach is very concerned there. And Phil Thomas, he knows that the tempo's not right for him. Knox looking very comfortable.
He said that the team have enjoyed their basketball all year, and who wouldn't with a 14-game winning streak here. There's a foul called on Leak.
Yeah, he's all over his back there. He knew he was in a bad position. He got caught behind.
Ian Williams about to come into the game for the first time for Knox. Graham Longstaff making his first substitution, replacing Chris Pearce, who's got 2 or 3 fouls. 2 fouls on Pearce as he sits down. Now Boo is at the line. One of the best players ever to come to Tasmania, this American import, playing his last game here in front of the fans who have taken him to their heart. And he cuts the deficit to 5 points. Darren Perry hasn't really been a factor as yet. Armstrong limited him to 1 3-pointer. He's taken 3 shots now. Boo with the rebound. Doesn't mind running at the full length of the floor and putting it down in the dribble. Bell Chambers. Boo was half available for the give and go. Harvey, a little bit overconfident there. Spotted somebody in the crowd he wanted to pass that to.
Yeah, he was looking for Bill coming off the screen, but they just didn't have it in sync. The timing was poor.
4 turnovers already on Harvey. 7 on Northwest Tassie to 2 on Knox, but they get a stop here, the Originals. They can cut the deficit to 3. He just kept that pivot foot grounded. Harvey for 3.
Both teams just dried up a little bit at the moment.
Shooting's gone off just a touch.
Both turned the ball over a little bit.
Well, they are happy to let Smith shoot the 3.
That's not the sort of shot that they want at the moment. Both teams need to get a good, strong play just like that there, but you've got to finish that off.
Williams pulls down the board. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Wignall just slowing the tempo down.
Well, after the start we had, Pete, you know, things were really hectic, but both teams now just struggled a bit.
Leak. Very static offense, Leak. Oh, finds Williams, the reverse. Breaks that little run of
well, that's what you need.
Shots.
That's what you need. When things dry up from the perimeter, you've got to be able to go to a high percentage play, and that was they backed the ball inside there, got into the 80% scoring zone.
Timeout called by Phil Thomas, the first of the game, with 3:15 to go in the first quarter, and Thomas's team down by 7 points.
And really, he'd be a bit concerned at the moment because 18 points, you know, they've been scoring well over into the hundreds. When we look at that situation, you know, they might get, say, 25 for the quarter, which would be 100 points for them, but it's well below what they
averaging 114 per game.
So a bit below what they are, plus with Pepper.
Graham Longstaff talking to his Raiders.
Yeah, he'd be very happy at the moment.
Hope they can hear him.
Knox have done a good job in controlling the crowd with the way they're playing the game. They're really controlling the tempo nicely.
As you said in the opening, Gordy, a lot of wise heads, experienced players in both CBA and NBL.
I'm sure Phil Thomas has told his players that they need to be a lot more careful with their shot selection and make sure they get a good blend of inside-outside.
They're shooting at 47%. The Originals against the Raiders 62%. With 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bragg, Boer from the foul line. No troubles for Dave Boer.
A very nice shot there. That's a sign of a good big man when you can step out and make that 18-foot jump shot.
Good handling from Leake. And Williams has come off the bench right into this game. And it's back to 7 points again.
And that really shows Derek Lee's strength. Not only is he a very good scorer in the paint, but he's an excellent passer. He leads this team in assists. And you can see that.
4 assists already for Leake. He's taken 2 shots and made both of them. There's a good interception from Williams, guarding Boer, who's looking a little bit frustrated. Perry. In the way was Pepper. Armstrong taking a break for the Originals. Sean Sherlock, number 7, on in the red uniform. Howe's been quiet since that frenetic opening, but he's got his own board there.
Well, Pepper must block Howe out because he's a very, very good rebounder.
Pepper needs some help here. Sherlock. Oh, great hands from Leake. So quick for a big man. Howe. They're really running the Originals here. We thought it might be the other way round in this game.
Well, Knox are a team that they will fast break when the opportunity arises. If the fast break's not there, they'll work it down and get in the half-court game. But the Originals at the moment seem to be playing a little bit quick and having trouble settling down.
So Derry Leake fouled, and he would admit foul throw shooting, not his strong suit, 46% from the line this season.
Phil Thomas has taken Pepper out, and he's over there having a chat to him, saying, look, just settle down and take it, because he knows that the way he is at the moment, he'll pick up his 4th foul.
So Leake lets himself down again from the stripe. That's 9 points the difference. So the Originals getting a little bit desperate. Bell Chambers, somebody's got to light it up for them. That one comes up short from Armstrong, who's back on.
Leake did a very good job of getting a piece of that and getting the ball out to Howe.
Williams misses. Bragg couldn't get the rebound, but Boer got it. Great pass to Armstrong. Got around Perry well. So that long outlet pass has probably bought half their points at the moment. They still trail by 7, the Originals. Knox have both their men's and women's team through to the national final. We're showing you the women's final next week, with Knox up against another Tasmanian team, the Launceston Tornadoes, who are going for back-to-back championships. So Knox taking on the whole of Tasmania here this weekend.
They certainly are, but the Originals are going to have to rebound the basketball.
Good hands from Boer. Harvey goes around Wignall. Nice little left-hand finger roll there. He just oozes confidence, this 21-year-old. No wonder he was made captain.
Well, they do really like to get out and run, and he's got very good quickness, and with that quickness, he's able to penetrate to the basket very well.
Leake been sparing in the shots he's taken, couldn't make that count, but Wignall cleans up. Another shot opportunity for Knox with all the time left on the clock. Only 15 seconds. And a clear out play here. Perry for 3. Shoot it, says the coach. He does. In no time, I don't think. Bragg nearly brings down the lights here at the Devonport Stadium, where it's quarter time. And they were down by 9, so they've held the visitors there in the last minute or so of play, the Northwest Tassie Originals, and they trail by 5 at quarter time in the CBA Grand Final.
good last, say, minute and a bit there. And I'm sure Phil Thomas is speaking about that at the moment, as their defence and rebounding was able to get the spark off the go. Now, if they want to run and play the game they want to play, they've got to make sure that they rebound the basketball and then get out and run.
And Scottson, the ball has been proposed to the next side. Please, thank you. And see more quickly.
Oh, God, so it is. The other thing is that you've got me here, back it is. Dave goes across the hill, says Williams, and here's a hole there. These players here, you've got to drop to there. Harvey, you've got to get inside. You've probably our best shot, okay? Even if we just get a deflection. But I said, yeah, the Dave's going across the hill, all right? But then this man holds his spot. We're not getting dropped down on rotation, okay? What does turn out they're not to stay with us? We've asked Ben to stay there, okay? We've asked Ben to
So
stay.
Phil Thomas looks a cool customer. He'll be much happier.
Yeah, well, he's been saying to the players he's very concerned at the moment because he knows the team wants to run. His team is a running team, but what he's saying, he said, guys, we must secure the basketball first. If we're going to make a miss, we've got to block out, rebound, get the basketball and go. The other thing he's very concerned about at the moment is that with the way that Leake's been able to back the players in and bring other players into the game. So he's been talking about someone doubling down and getting the rotation on the perimeter.
In the first quarter, brilliant start for the visitors from Wayne Howell, the 31-year-old, the top scorer in the game with 12 points already. Next best in the team has 4. That's Williams. Leake also. And the Leake gets the tip there, but it's taken by Boer. Harvey trying to get the Originals off to a great kickstart with the 3. Leake gets it to Howell, the give and go and the jam.
Great way to start the quarter off.
So Leake to 6 points and the lead is back out to 7. Tassie picked up their shooting towards the end of that first half, 50% in the first quarter, should I say, 53% to Knox. And again, the Originals come up short there.
Knox are happy at the moment to come down and get into some sets and move the ball around. Just mix it up, control the tempo with their offense.
Darren Perry. Harvey has a look at the basket, but so far it hasn't clicked for him out there.
I can see Coach Phil Thomas very upset there because the rebounding which he spoke about is not happening just at the moment.
Perry for 2.
And you can't give a team like Knox second chance goes at the basket.
Northwest Tassie, 10 rebounds to 14 from the Raiders. Pepper called for the charge.
That's real trouble because that's his 4th foul and it's a good call by the official.
And Darren Perry lets Pepper know all about it. So they're going to have to make a substitution early in the second quarter. Brad,
see here, he drives, puts it on. Perry's there well between. Gets hit a little bit on the side there, but I thought that's a good call by the official.
So in the driver's seat of the Knox Raiders here, the crowd being kept well out of this game.
The Originals have gone to a zone, protect Pepper on the perimeter.
Knocked out by Howell. Well, the Tornadoes, let's hope they can improve their ball handling tomorrow. Went straight to Brent Lansford's hands there. So the home fans trying to rev up the Northwest Tassie Originals. Boer, oh, great skills, the big man. He's travelled though.
Yeah, he got called for travel. At the moment with the Originals, because they're not shooting the ball well from the perimeter, it's putting pressure.
They've got to go inside.
On their running game.
Yeah.
You can see here they've gone to a 2-3 zone just to change the tempo here.
9 points equal to the biggest they've enjoyed in the game. The team in white, the Knox Raiders. Home fans wanted to travel there on Howell. Williams all the way back to Wignall. Howell had to change the shot. Good defence played there by Boer.
Well, the change of defence has worked for them. Now let's see if they can make it happen at the other end.
Bellchambers goes chasing after it. Boer throwing himself in there.
He's a real worker, Boer, isn't he? He just really works so hard. And a lot of things he does are not with the basketball, but without the basketball.
Phil Thomas, one of the favourites to be named CBA Coach of the Year. But will certainly be a very hollow award if he does pick that up in the awards following the women's grand final if they don't take the national championship. And they're certainly going to have to come out of a bit of a hole to do it. They're down by 11 now. Williams another basket.
Knox, very good play there, just worked it around, got it inside. By the way Knox are playing, they feel that you can see that they know they've got a bit of a mismatch inside, so they're attacking them in around the basket.
Bragg's basket won't count.
Push in the back there. It was definitely a push in the back.
It's been a 6-0 start to the second quarter from the Knox Raiders.
And Phil Thomas wants to talk about it.
So he calls his second time out.
The referees are copping a little bit of a razz here from the crowd, but you know, the calls have been right sort of calls. You can see here, drive, a little body. That's good refereeing to let them play with the body, but you could see the push in the back there by Bragg. With the officials, the way they call it, and the way they've been instructed to call it, contact's allowed as long as it's with the body, not with the hands.
.8:53 to go in the second quarter, and it's a 11-point lead for the Knox Raiders. Howell being guarded by Bragg. Leak fakes to kick the ball back out and then loses control of it.
Pretty good tactic to go in the zone, because this court gives you the impression of being a little bit tight, and so your zone always looks a lot bigger. Yeah. So you can see the Knox players sort of looking around, looking where they are on the floor. So at the moment it's having the right effect, but they've got to capitalise at the offensive end.
Bellchambers for three. Well, that should change things if anything does. He had a player right in his face. Marcus Bellchambers gets Northwest on the board in the second quarter.
Well, when your centre steps out and knocks down a three, there could be sign of some good things to go there. Good aggression here by the guards there.
Again, Leak loses it as he goes to the hole. Boer really likes putting it on the floor. Armstrong, a little bit hesitant. Well, give him another one. Bellchambers, the left hand, not this time.
Armstrong should have seen Boer inside there because he had Perry on his back.
Pierce pulled down the rebound. It's 15 on the boards to the Raiders, 11 to the Originals. Darren Perry for three. He's only made one so far. Pierce gets the rebound and the points. No. And it's Northwest has his ball. They're making a bit of a comeback now. And Bellchambers is the man. He's got his own rebound. Great play, Marcus Bellchambers.
The tempo's shifted at the moment, and it's all been happening because of possession of the basketball. Knox, Perry can't hit by a bucket from the perimeter, and the Originals have come up possession. You can see here, great hustle play here by Bellchambers. He keeps the ball alive. You see he gets fouled there first. The referee sees it there, makes the call.
Disappointed he didn't make one go, but almost single-handedly bringing his team back into it, and Pepper hits a three.
And Pepper, that's just what he needs. If he can just settle down a little bit and make sure he doesn't pick up that fifth foul.
2 of 8 from beyond the arc, Northwest Tassie. Knox 2 of 10. Oh, Wignall, great determination there. Perry's on target here. 3-pointer for Perry. his second of the game, and it's back out to 8 points the difference.
Well, the thing all year, Perry's had the licence to shoot the three, and he's been shooting it very well. So he knows that, you know, he might come up dry a bit. He's 2 from 8 at the moment, but if he starts getting on a bit of a streak and puts a few together...
Hasn't got a conscience either, has he?
Well, you know, if you want to be a shooter and that's his role in the team, well, he knows he's got the licence to take it and the coach wants him to shoot it.
Pearce playing a little bit closer to Bell Chambers now. Armstrong, that's a nice shot. And all of a sudden you feel the tide changing here on the northwest coast of Tasmania.
Yeah, they've hit their last couple of perimeter shots, so confidence should start to flow a little bit more. The zones work good for them because it's forced them to the perimeter a little bit more. Certainly
Howell has been kept out of it scoring-wise. Pepper guarding him now. Wignall. Leak. Couldn't quite get it to Pearce. Pepper shoots the three, looks good. Whoa!
Be a timeout here for sure. Graham Longstaff's not happy with the way the tempo is, and he's going to put a hole to it.
Bell Chambers hit a three, and then all of a sudden Northwest Tassie remembered they were in a grand final for the National Championship in the CBA, and then they've drawn within 3 points, having been down by 11. Put their hand up. I thought I saw 2 or 3 hands come up on the Knox bench.
The thing he's asking the players to do, Pete, is he's saying we've got to pick our intensity of the defence up. We've got to get a hand in their face because he knows that they're shooters. But the other...
Well, the crowd now starting to become a little bit of a factor. Can they get a stop out of their team here? That's what they want. They're calling for the defence. And the way they're shooting the threes, they can level it up the next trip down the floor. Pepper's got 14 points after that last three. Howell looking a little bit more uncertain than he was, but he slips away like an eel.
That's what Coach Longstaff wanted there. Things dried up on the perimeter, so you get one inside. And he wants a lot more action from his post plays. He said high, low, around the foul line area.
Boer, Leak bodying up on him. Boer slips away, lovely left hand.
You get into that position there, you're in a good position to score and also to pick up some fouls on the opposing post player.
7 minutes gone of the second quarter. Great hands from Pepper. Gets the ball back from Bell Chambers. Pepper out off Perry's leg. New 30 seconds.
Well, they got the ball where they wanted it, but very good defence, good hands, stripped it.
Boer, very quick, and again the left hand goes. Well, what a big comeback here. They didn't score to start the quarter. We saw 6 go down from Knox, but the threes have turned it around, and they're now within 1.
That's the great thing about the game of basketball.
Howell misses, Bragg the rebound.
The way you can change the tempo of the game and things can change. They changed to the zone, mixed it up a little bit, nailed a few shots themselves, and now we've really got a ball game on our hands.
Pepper being guarded by Howell. 2 top scorers in the game on one another. Pepper off the screen from Bell Chambers. Tough pass to Boer. He's got it though. Whoa, go Boer! The crowd goes wild. If Pepper can knock this down, listen to them.
That's just, you know,
that's inspirational stuff from Dave Boer. Basket won't count.
30-second violation. Well, that just shows you what a real blue-collar worker is, you know. He just hustled. You know, that's just a huge hustle play. You can see the drive to the basket. It's dished off. A lot of contact there. He's on the floor. He's still after it, fighting for the ball. Gets it out to
and found a teammate. And you see that perspiration's been mopped up. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And this game has certainly lived up to its billing. Knox just trying to slow it down again. The ball knocked away from Howell. Who's the foul called on? Armstrong.
Yeah, he reached in and got him across the arm. Things they're going to work on with Knox against this zone is they're going to get some ball reversal, and then they're going to get some penetration, whether it's off the dribble or off the pass into that high post to get some high-low action.
Perry misses. Pepper. Wignall takes it away. Oh, it's charge. Yes. Brewer again putting his body on the line. And it's the Knox fans now who don't like it. And Graham Longstaff, the coach especially, he says it was kicked away.
And he just runs into him, pushes off. Knox wanted a block, but the referee seen the push.
Shaking of heads from the Knox fans. Very strong club in Melbourne's outer east. Pepper. And big board from Leake. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Who's going to take the psychological advantage of the lead in at half-time? Howell. Oh, almost Bell Chambers. Oh, that is very rugged. Leake has got him in a headlock, a scissor lock. It's World Championship wrestling stuff here in Devonport.
Well, there's a lot at stake, and you can obviously the players know that, and they're playing that way. And the battles on the boards are very fierce because both teams know the importance. Whoever can dominate that area is going to have a very good chance to win the basketball game.
Well, Bell Chambers a bit surprised by the air ball that Howell shot there. It fell right into his grasp. There it is as he missed it.
You can see it here on the floor. People, they're pushing down here. They're going.
And from the restart, there's a foul called on Knox. On Derek Leake. And he is certainly not happy with Jeff Micallef here. I think he was overly vigorous on Bell Chambers there before. He was digging the knees in. He's got 3 fouls now. He's the one that's got to cool it.
Obviously from that altercation on the floor there, carried on.
Well, there he is flying in against Bragg, trying to get the rebound. Which team will maintain their composure the better? Bragg for 3. Perry comes up with the rebound. They haven't given up the lead though, Knox, and that's important. Did he step out? He did. Referee Cogley right on the spot, and the referees, they're really having to work hard too.
Well, Northwest have got Knox where they want to be at the moment. They've got them playing out of their comfort zone. They're speeding them up, and you can see now they're having troubles.
Well, they've finally got the lead back for the first time since they shot the opening basket of the game. Pierce from the foul line. And now it's Knox who are finding it difficult to get it in.
It's like someone's put a ring over the other ring to stop him from going in.
Oh, Brewer. No wonder they love him here.
But you can see the difference, Pete, what happened early on. The originals were shooting the ball from the perimeter, missing. But to come back into it, they've really been getting inside here. You can see, drive here, puts the ball on the floor, dished off. That's an 80% scoring area there. You get it in there, the Bill, he's going to finish it off for you.
Leake, strong move to the hole from Williams, and he lit them up off the bench in the first quarter. Good substitution by Longstaff. Fade away from Brewer. Gets the roll as well, and he's cheerleading as he runs back down the court.
He knows they've got the momentum at the moment. He's asking the crowd to get behind him.
Dave Boer now has 14 points. The Howe has not scored in this quarter.
Exactly, and you can see the frustration now starting to show out. Got called for the 5-second violation.
A minute 15 to go in the first half.
How the game's changed. Before it was Coach Thomas who was worried. Now it's Coach Longstaff who's concerned.
And off the ball foul on Bell Chambers.
Knox
4th team foul on the Originals.
Knox are going to need to start to make a few perimeter shots against this zone. If they can't do that, they're going to need to get the inside play. They've got to get a balance between inside and outside.
Well, with Boer slipping clear of Leake. Leake has now been benched. He's going to cool his heels right through till the start of the second half now.
And the Originals now gone into man-to-man. They've changed their defence again.
Wignall kicks it back to Pearce, who's just come on, and he makes his shot.
You can see him punch the air there because Chris Pearce is normally a good shooter.
Oh, good catch there from Bell Chambers, and he gets the basket.
Nice way to reply too. Quick transition basket. They're back in their zone now.
Totally off balance there, but he got the shot away, and he'll go to the line. Very intelligent play from Darren Perry. He's never going to make the shot, but he knew he'd got the foul and continued with the shot.
Shows experience there. He knew he's been struggling a little bit of catching, shooting, so a little bit of penetration. Shot fake, got the guy in the air, and then went into him to get to the line.
The former captain of the Tassie Devils. No love lost between the Tassie fans and Darren Perry here tonight, though.
At the moment, he just doesn't have his touch. He'll be looking to just feel it on a few foul shots. Very handy here if the Originals could get a score here, and Coach Thomas has asked for a timeout. I'm sure in the timeout they'll be working on either going for the three or getting a good strong play to go in with a score to take the advantage with the momentum.
So that zone really worked for them, and they started hitting the shots at the other end. So a 1-2 punch has really knocked Knox back on their heels.
Well, it's been like it has been 2 quarters, but in the first quarter, that's exactly what Knox were doing to the Originals in the second quarter. The Originals changed their D, rebound the ball a bit better, made the perimeter shots, went from there.
See Steve Lenarden in the background there in his civvies. He's got to displace Patella, so he'll be doing it hard, sitting watching on the bench, a player of his experience.
They would have liked him out there. This is where the game becomes a game of chess. The Originals are now planning their final assault, 17 seconds, probably shoot the ball around about the 6-second mark, maybe 8 seconds, depending what the coach wants. And now Longstaff will be coming up with his tactics, what to do, whether they do something a bit unusual here.
And do you think who they go to? That's what Knox will be thinking, because there's a few fellas with a hot hand out there for the Originals. Bell Chambers. Oh, he's the man who makes it with 8 seconds to go. Still time for Knox. 4 points down. 3 goes. Yes! Pearce makes it on the buzzer. What a fabulous first half of basketball. It was a 12-point turnaround, though, in that quarter from the Northwest Tassie Originals, who were in a big hole, and Knox getting the 3-pointer on the buzzer to really set up the second half.
Well, you know, that's probably the shot went a bit earlier by Bell Chambers, because then it gave Knox an opportunity to come down and score. Now that momentum swing could be, you know, huge by the end of the game.
And, well, the Raiders, they were shooting at 48% there just before quarter time. They pumped it up to 64 at half time, 56% from the field for the Originals. And the 3-point percentage, not a lot in it, but it's been the big players from the Originals that have been shooting them from out there and making them.
Well, both teams at the moment are struggling from the three-point area, and you can see that on the stats. But in the two-point area, the percentages are very, very good. The other area for the Originals is from the foul line. Now, they haven't probably got to the line that much, but Knox have been to the line a few times with 50%. So you've got to be...
And look, Gotti, how the Originals have evened it up on the boards too.
Yeah, and all the other stats are very much the same there in turnovers and rebounds. So second half, humdinger coming.
Fabulous, wasn't it? Yeah. Just 1 point the difference in favour of Northwest Tassie. As we start the second half, which one of these teams will make CBA history, winning the conference championship and the national championship? It's never been done before, and it's the Eastern Conference champions, Knox, who have the first possession, looking to take the lead back. It was a 19-5 run from Northwest Tassie that gave them the lead in that second quarter. Leak draws the foul out of Brewer.
I'm sure at half-time, Graham Longstaff's been working with the players on how to break this zone, and one of the things you'd want is exactly what happened there. Some good penetration, draw the defence and get the ball in high-scoring positions.
Probably a good player to foul, Derek Leak. Though he did cool his heels before half-time, he's had a good chance to think about his game. And obviously he's looking to make both these count.
Well, there was not only a storm outside, I think we're going to have a pretty big storm inside. So
yes, the thunder and lightning are crashing down outside at the moment, and scores are level. And it was a good miss, that second free throw, because Knox have got possession again. Pepper got a hand to it. Wignall gets it to Howell, who had trouble with the zone in the second quarter. Didn't make a point and didn't get a rebound, but Pearce cleans up there.
The other thing you've got to be careful about in the zone, if the shot does go up, it's a bit harder to block out. And the Originals did a good job in the first half, and they're going to make sure they do the same in the second.
Pepper gets his shot blocked by Howell. Works hard again. Almost gets his own board. Perry takes the ball away. Wignall as Knox run the floor. Charge called. That's the second time I think that's happened to Wignall. Bellchambers taking it in the chest.
And he wasn't very happy about the call, but, you know, it's one of the golden rules is you do not jump the pass there.
That's the second foul on the Knox Raiders captain. Both teams with their starting fives in to start the second half. Not a lot of output from the benches. There's Brewer making a sweet left-hand bank shot to level the scores up.
That was great basketball there. It was good defence by Knox. Perry come down and double down. Leak played good deep, but Brewer was just too good and strong there to make that bucket.
Howell. Brewer takes a good no call. Wignall trying to dump it inside, gets it back somehow. And Ross Wignall puts his team in front.
Yeah, good play there by Wignall there. Threw a poor pass, but got it back and made a tough shot.
2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Down goes Pepper off the ball. Harvey misses the three. So it's Knox that have started the better. The assist coming from Perry to Pearce, and the lead is 4 points.
This seems just to be a mirror of the first quarter. Knox now seem to be controlling. The Regionals have come out a bit slow.
Well, as you said, maybe the momentum with that three-pointer just before the break. has been carried on here by Knox. Armstrong missing it. The shot, Howe missing the rebound.
The original can get their outside game going and make some buckets. It'll really open up a lot more inside for Brewer and for Pepper and Bellchambers.
Pepper, number 15 there, trying to break away for the inbounds. There he is, playing on 4 fouls. Faced by Leak, who's on 3. And they let him go a little bit, but certainly nothing happening offensively for the Originals here.
Tough shot to make there when you try and shoot a runner there with someone pretty close by.
Pierce from 4.5 metres. Pepper tips it down. Brewer. Harvey. And in the way was Perry. He's got great anticipation, Darren Perry.
He read that very well there.
Just under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pepper slips by from the foul line, makes it. It was he and Bellchambers that fired up the Originals in the second quarter as Bragg is about to come in. And Marcus Bellchambers will take a break.
Pepper does that so well. He gives a little shot fake and the guys get up and he takes the one bounce jumper in there and made a strong bucket.
An old Bogues carton being used to good advantage there by an Originals fan. Dad might have used the contents. Howe makes the first basket in the second half for him, first since the first quarter.
Yeah, he was kept pretty quiet in the zone there. Knox have also made a sub and brought in Scriven, the guard, and Matthew Scriven has a lot of experience, good three-point shooter.
Tip in, going for Pepper. Dr. Pepper has really come to the fore here for his team. Seems to have played better since he's been on 4 fouls. Bragg kept hold of that well under extreme pressure. Here's Pepper. Bragg, his first points, no. And good rebound from Leak. Seems to have got his equilibrium back. But it's Knox who lead by 2. 7:45 to go in the third quarter.
The Originals have gone to man too, so they're chopping and changing their defense a little bit at the moment.
It's Pepper who's guarding Howe. Boarding up to him and getting the ball. Great play from Pepper. Brewer, the outlet to Armstrong. Scores a level.
Well, Pepper took the chances there. He reached in, got a piece of it. Could have easily picked up his fifth, but he come off winner in that situation, and they get 2 points from the transition basket.
Darren Perry now running the floor with the Wignall sitting down.
Very good defense.
Taken away by Armstrong, getting it off Scriven and scoring. They're in front again.
You can put that down to Brewer's defense there on Leak. Bodied up, used his body very well, forced the turnover.
Perry's 3. And they have to be very aware of his potential out there. He made only 2 of 8 in the first half. Oh, Pepper weaving his way into the paint and making it a 1-point game. Pepper 20 points.
See the Originals making those transition baskets takes a bit of pressure off your outside game.
Foul on Bragg. Keith Bragg at 33 years of age, the elder statesman out there on court.
The other thing that it might happen by the end of the game, if the Originals can run Knox being the older team, the youth and the younger players of the Originals, that could come to their advantage in the fourth quarter.
Both starting fives are going to be pretty tired, and that's probably why Scriven is out there, just giving Wignall a bit of a rest. Scriven can hit the 3, but not that time. Rebound from Pepper. Harvey, dazzling stuff to Bragg. Still hasn't scored. The only player off the bench to score is Williams for Knox. They've got a turnover. Bragg, the reverse.
Sensational play there by Harvey. Just a heads-up hustle play, and all the plays are very emotional there. You can see them getting together. They can feel they've got Knox where they want them at the moment. They've got the tempo going the way they want, and plays like that really do lift teams.
So Bragg to shoot the bonus and make it a 4-point lead. And that's the biggest lead they've had in the game.
And what they're doing at the moment, they're mixing up their defences. They're playing zone sometimes.
There's a fabulous play from Harvey, who's in line to be the CBA Under-23 Player of the Year.
Yeah, they're mixing up their Ds at the moment. It's having a pretty good effect.
Well, they were very much an underrated team at the start of the season. I think the coaches, you were one of them, Gordy, rated them about 6th in the competition. Howell misses the three-pointer. But they've gained respect the further the season's gone on.
Certainly have. That was the coaches from the other side, Pete.
Oh, quick outlet to Bragg. Just banked it a bit hard, but he fought hard for the rebound. Oh, a big block there. Williams does well. It's harem-scarum stuff at the moment.
You've got to make them pay in that situation, but both teams are hustling very hard. And at the moment, the Originals just have the advantage at the moment. The tempo's swinging their way. Perry's called a set play here.
Shoots it over Bragg. A big board from Leake. That's strong, hard play, but couldn't get his own rebound. Boer was there with the defensive board. This is Sherlock who's come on. A little bit hesitant, probably thinking he should have shot it now. Oh, Boer goes in hard. He's not stripped. It's a foul on Leake. That's his 4th.
I wouldn't be surprised here if Graham Longstaff maybe changes his defence here. They have used a bit of zone in the past. And
no, sorry, not Leake. Called on Scriven, the foul. Both of them reached in. It was very quick, wasn't it? Because he went to the hole, Boer.
Well, that's the way he's playing at the moment.
He says the ball is covered with perspiration, Boer, and wants it toweled down. And look at the back of Scott Cogley, the referee. He is bathed in perspiration. The fans up in the high seats are fanning themselves. It's hot and humid inside the stadium. It's been a beautiful day. The storm has broken outside, and this one's looking every bit the game we expected it to be. Northwest Tassie, if they can win 15 straight, they're the national champions for the first time. Knox Raiders have won one national championship back in 1991. Scriven along the baseline, has to kick it back to Howe. Perry with Bragg crawling all over him. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Williams has it knocked away. Great defence from the Originals.
The zone is certainly having their effect, and Knox just can't seem to do much against it at the moment.
Bellchambers couldn't score. Buer again down on the pine where he loves it.
Here comes a 3.
Sherlock kicking it back to Harvey. And that's Bellchambers trying to keep the ball alive. Fouls. I wonder if tempers are going to bubble over as this game gets towards its climax. 3:48 to go in the third quarter.
Well, there's a fair bit at stake, Pete, and you can see it in the boys there. And now Coach Phil Thomas is ringing his changes at the moment. He's getting his big guys in and out. He's getting Bellchambers in and out, getting them to go to the boards hard, make some things happen. But doesn't Brill work hard, gets on the floor, does some fantastic things.
Perry making out he's going to shoot the 3. Powell slips through the hole. Gets his own board too. Quick ball movement from Knox, but they're not getting a look at the basket at the moment, the Raiders. Bragg stops Perry. Oh, that's an offensive foul. Williams knocks Brewer to the floor. And that's 14 fouls with 3:14 to go in the quarter on the Knox Raiders.
Yeah, well, the original doing a very good job of bumping and forcing Knox wider and wider on the perimeter. And also inside, they're doing a great job of getting their body in a good position, causing some problems. Knox have got to come up with some answers to this zone. The things that they'd be looking to do, Pete, they'd be looking to get more penetration, the ball in a higher scoring position, but what they really desperately need is someone to light up from the perimeter and take the pressure off him.
Well, Perry's having to run the floor at the moment. It's sort of just taking his focus away from that role a little bit.
Yeah, well, Wignall's been brought back in, so he's normally the one that plays in the one spot for him.
Yeah, so they made the change with Scriven now sitting down. Oh, that's the block from Williams on Pepper, but he gets it back. Makes it count, 22 points.
Well, he's doing a good job of getting inside. He hasn't made too many from the perimeter, but he made some early there and forced them to respect that shot. And now he's driving on him, so he's made very good adjustments.
Now it's Perry back in the 2 spot. Wignall's had a good rest. Here's Perry. Harvey in the way. And he's not going to back down. There's a lot of trash being talked out there.
Well, Perry's talking to him. Both of them are talking.
Both feisty young men.
Well, not only does he move quick around the floor, he moves pretty quick with the words out there as well.
Howell just can't recapture that form of the first quarter. And Bragg getting the rebound.
Charge.
Pepper's 5th foul.
You want to be careful here too because he's fairly emotional. Phil Thomas is not too happy either, so he want to be a little bit careful as well.
And
Phil Thomas is going down there. He's going to give him a little bit of a serve.
And Pepper's really having something to say. He's going to have to watch himself.
Yeah.
He really gave Jeff Micallef an earful there. Can't have been an expletive in it, or I think he would be out of the ball game. 5 fouls on Pepper, sitting down with 22 points. Is this Knox's chance to come back? They're down by 5. A Perry 3 would have helped. Wignall gets the loose ball.
Very good dude.
Armstrong for Northwest. Leak does well, was going to go out of court with it, but jumped in the air, found Wignall. This is the man that's got to start hitting them. He's fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Now, the other thing when you're playing against the zone, when you're having trouble scoring in the half court is try and run against the zone and try and get, before they get a chance to get the zone set up.
There's the foul, and he knows it too, Sean Sherlock. So that's 5 team fouls on the originals, but just 1:44 to go in the quarter. The timeout. No one pushes us around in our house. That's been the case this season. These fans have never seen the originals lose in '96, and they're up by 5 with 1 3/4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Phil Thomas will be making the adjustments there with Pepper out, and I'm sure Coach Longstaff is talking about how to attack the zone, but he might also want to change his defensive tactics to see if they can make something happen there. It's like someone put a lid on it down the other end here at the moment for Knox.
Wayne Howell's only scored 2 points since quarter time, and they're 5 of 11 from the stripe, the Knox Raiders. But that makes the difference 3 points, so 4 points. 1:42 to go in the 3rd quarter.
They've gone to a zone. They've gone to their 1-1-3 matchup zone.
No pepper out there now for the Originals. Knox, can they get some stops here? The spin from Armstrong, who hasn't really found the range at all tonight. Rebound from Howe. Big chance here for the Raiders. Oh, optimistic pass from Wignall. Easily cut out by the Originals.
You put yourself under pressure in that situation.
Harvey needs some help. Wignall dives in, takes it off him. 2 on 2. Howe goes the whole way.
One thing that Knox have done this year when they get into that zone is they run very well out of it. And that's what happened. They forced a turnover there. They were able to run, get a transition basket, change the tempo of the game.
A big possession here for Northwest. If Knox get a stop and score, it's all level, and they might have the momentum going into the last quarter. Phil Thomas, very animated. I don't think Chris Boyes, his assistant, would be much help in settling him either. He's been up and shouting.
Well, they've worked very hard for this, and you know, both teams want it very badly, and both coaches, I'm sure, want it even just as much.
The Knox fans looking for exemplary defence from their team here as the Originals swinging around the perimeter. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dave Boer had it partially blocked by Howell. He gets it back. Somehow got around from under the glass to score. Boer now has 19 points, and they're back to 4 points in front.
When you're playing against a player like Boer, you've got to just get a body on him and keep him off the glass, because he really does work hard for that loose ball.
All but 4 seconds on the game clock for Knox, but they don't get a chance to use it. Now the Originals have 1 shot left in the third quarter, and they can have a 7-point lead into the last quarter of the season. They might make do with 6 though. Armstrong drives from the foul line, makes it. No time for Knox unless Wignall knocks this down. So a 1-point lead at half-time, 6 points at three-quarter time. Northwest Tassie have the wind in their sails.
Well, that's one thing, you know, the Originals are able to do with the quickness they have. They can get out and run the transition game against the zone. Obviously, they got the quickness to penetrate the ball. The thing is, if they can shoot the ball well, and the way that Bower's going inside, I mean, things are going their way, and if Coach Graham Longstaff would be very worried at this moment.
Worried and angry.
You can see the difference in the coaches. One knows that the momentum's going in.
If everyone stands, we most of it should go right? Don't give up on your men. The thing is, we've got no tempo. Right? That's the problem with their game. That's it. All right? I don't want to get your hand out.
Certain amount of desperation there in the Knox huddle. Their last of the season, unless we go into overtime, and that's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Certainly not, but looking at Graham Longstaff, coach there, it reminds me of the way he used to play. Very intense, very physical, very emotional. Has the real passion. He was pleading for the players. He was saying, guys, we got to just work that much harder defensively.
And just to the right of that shot, he is in deep conversation with Darren Perry. Is Darren Perry going to have to light it up beyond the three-point line for Knox to win this game?
Well, at the moment, they don't have the outside presence, and that's what he's been able to do at the moment. But at this stage of the game, he's been cold from the perimeter. Hasn't really made too many.
3 of 12.
And you know, that's well below what he's been shooting during the year.
Last quarter of the CBA National Final, and it's Leake that controls the tip for Knox Raiders. He's posting up there, but not given the ball. It's Perry's three, and he's got the shooter's roll.
Well, maybe that's the luck he might have need. He shot it short, got the shooter's roll, ended up with a three.
Bellchambers answers back. He thought it was down too. Pepper playing on 5 fouls is stripped. Fade away from Bua, tough shot. And Howell rips down the rebound. Great start for Knox here. Perry another three. Not the sort of jam they were looking for. Jump ball coming up.
The guys on the bench having a little chat to him as well. And they're having a bit of a joke about it.
Phil Thomas goes in and has a laugh with Jared Perry. 11:26 to go in the grand final. Leake wanted to jump against Bellchambers.
Anyone could jump.
But it's going to be Williams. Leading by 3 are the Northwest Tassie Originals. Marcus Bellchambers, one of 4 Northwest players in double figures, 4 for Knox as well. Another big board from Howell. Leake looking for somebody cutting. They're looking a little bit tired, Knox.
Very good play by Perry to keep that in bounds.
Finds Leake, and that's a strong move. Didn't get the roll, but he'll go to the line.
That was a very, very good play by Perry. He got a poor pass from Leake. Had to get up, keep the ball in bounds, and then was able to penetrate the ball and bring him into the game.
Phil Thomas has called a timeout. Obviously, just over 2 minutes gone in the last quarter.
Obviously, there's something there that he's not too happy about, or feels that, that Knox have got the swing at the moment, and he wants to put a hold on it straight away.
We get halfway back, it makes the passes, and then we have to make running adjustments because we're not where we are. You know, if we miss the shot, we get after, we don't get it. We've got to sprint back hard, then come forward and find our man. And it's just been our transition game, as I said, we just have to make half adjustments. Like that one there
the transition defence has been exemplary, hasn't really, up until the start of that last quarter.
He's very concerned about the transition defence and importance because he knows he wants to force Knox to the perimeter. He doesn't want them allowed to get the easy transition baskets because that gives them the confidence to get the rest of their game going. Also, what happens when you do that, you get mixed up in the transition, then you allow penetration, which leads to plays like that where you get caught in the situation there.
Derek Leake at the line where he's 1 of 4. Well, if they're going to foul anybody, this is the bloke.
The Leake's going to start making these foul shots. If they're going to go to you inside, you know you're going to get fouled a lot of the time, so you've got to be able to make the foul shot.
Northwest looking to score their first points of the second half, which is 2.25 minutes old. The last quarter, should I say. Perry guarding Harvey. This is Pepper. 24 points from Jason Pepper.
That's a tough shot.
Howell. Williams back to Howell for 3. He's been the man for Knox, and he gets them within 1.
Now the game's starting to light up.
Harvey to Bellchambers, was off balance, but just pivoted, knocked down the sweetest left hand you'd ever see.
Yeah, good penetration from Harvey there, drew the defence, found his big fella on the foul line.
Inside to Leake, goes hard at Bua. Big board from Williams, yes! We'll go to the line for the bonus, foul on Bellchambers.
That was great refereeing there because they let the players play. Leake jumped into the Boa and they allowed him to play there, but it was good offensive rebound.
Bellchambers, 3 fouls. 4 fouls, in fact. Williams has been terrific off the bench for Knox. Scores a level. Big three-point play there. Knox have outscored Northwest 10-4 so far in this last quarter. Armstrong try to get it off the Bell Chambers screen. Pepper, he's on 5 fouls. Oh, nice
pass.
dump. Bua gets into the 20s.
Knox are in the match-up zone at the moment, but they're not doing a very good job of stopping the penetration.
Williams wanting it at the foul line. Berry for a three. Howe as the Raiders set up again with 9 minutes to go in the game. Down by 2. Howe for 3. Flat. Almost in. Wouldn't go for Wignall on the reverse, but he's got another chance. Totally off balance. The prayer goes. And he's fouled as well. Another three-point play here.
Well, that was just real sheer hustle there. He missed the shot, got a hand on the ball, was able to get it back again and take it to the hole and score.
Dave Bua now on 4 fouls. And the skipper at the line for the Knox Raiders, where he's shot at 69% this season. Ross Wignall puts them in front. The Knox fans making their voices heard here in enemy territory. That's the Knox women's team. Seeing their men down by 1 now.
And Pep was talking to the referee there, but he was the one that initiated the contact, jumped into him.
Did well there, leak to find Perry, who's got the tray.
That could be a danger sign if he lights it. Here we go on both ends now.
Armstrong misses. No one there to rebound for the Originals. So for the first time, Knox can extend the lead in this quarter. What a seesaw grand final it's been.
It's going up.
Oh, they fall off Perry. He takes the invitation. It just has not been consistent from out there. He's 5 of 16 from beyond the arc. Pepper. The foul is called on Howe. Basket will count. Jason Pepper. What a big game he's playing, this American.
See the drive here. Dropped the shoulder a bit. Got the call. Made the bucket. I think he looked around there to see whether it was a charge or a block or a push or whatever the referee called.
Oh, Bua.
Got a
bonus
out.
2 there. Oh, well, the fans calling. There's a leak to the away. Bua's made it in his foul.
You got to block out. You got to get a body on him. 2 times there they didn't box out and they'd come up with a play. The game is really changing from seesawing. The momentum's going for one group here. You can see here, the ball's left here, gets the ball, got his hands up, reached in with the hands, gets called for the foul. And then he says, I had my hands back. He did have them back, but he also reached in when the guy went to shoot.
Bua now, 24 big points. He and Pepper have over 50 points between them.
This is an interesting matchup. Pepper on Perry.
Williams has been good off the bench for Knox.
And's feeling it.
1 point the difference. Bragg waited for the cavalry. Ball knocked away from Harvey by Williams. So a good play at both ends there from Ian Williams. And the ball again has to be toweled down. I've never seen such a sweaty ball.
Well, like you said, the humidity in here is very high at the moment, and I think it's about to get higher in this last 7 minutes. Graham Longstaff has called for a play.
Less than 7 minutes to go in the grand final.
They're running their fist, so let's see what the fist is.
Bragg guarding Howe.
Looks like it's for Howe.
There it is. Nowhere to go. Great D from Knox. Originals. Pass just led Pepper a little bit too far, and Perry comes up with it. 21 turnovers on the Raiders, 17 on Northwest. Wignall taking a rare shot from the perimeter. 6.5 minutes to go in the grand final. Northwest Tassie up by 1 point. Tip in almost from Bellchambers. He's going to be called for the foul.
No, he come in well over the top there. Didn't like the call, but it's a right call.
And that's 5 on Marcus Bellchambers. So 2 Northwest players on 5 fouls as the captain Harvey sits down. Williams lobs it in, kick back out to Leake to Wignall. Should have taken the shot, I think, Derek Leake. 5:50 to go in the grand final. Still Northwest by 1. Pepper slips away, is fouled by Howe, and will go to the line for another bonus.
Do you think he's happy?
Oh, what a game he's played. Since he got onto 5 fouls, he's been unstoppable.
Well, he's certainly pumped up for tonight's game, and he caught him with his back on in the side here. You can see he gets him in the air there, goes underneath. Howe comes up, gets the body on him, fouls, makes the bucket.
4 fouls on Wayne Howe. Almost Boer taking it.
It's twice in the last time we shot the foul shots that Knox hasn't done a very good job of boxing out, and the Originals nearly come up with the ball again.
Remember, the defensive team have a 1-player advantage.
They're running their fist again. Let's see who it's for this time.
It was Howe last time.
I think it's Perry this time.
He slips away there. Good screen from Leake. The Perry 3, no. Howe hustles. Slips away and slips. Can't find a teammate. Brewer. And away go the Originals. Armstrong only has 4 points in the game.
You could see Coach Graham Longstaff there when that shot didn't go down. A grimace of frustration. He knows the importance. They need to light up a bit from the perimeter.
Brewer. Howe did a good job on him there. Perry did well. Leake, no one to set free. Back in their transition defence in lightning speed, the Originals. Oh, there's a bang on the hip.
Floor. Yeah, wet spot on the floor. Both players went down nasty.
Ben Armstrong really came down hard on that right hip. Darren Perry seemed to come off the better.
Graham Longstaff scored the timeout here. He wants to change some things. Perry's hurt.
Yeah, maybe it was 50-50 in that exchange. 4:51 to go in the grand final. It's a 3-point lead for Northwest Tassie, who have just been controlling it a little bit more than the Raiders, who got in front but couldn't hold it. Well, if that support doesn't do something for Northwest Tassie, I don't know what sort of inspiration they need. The wave starts up in Devonport here. With 4:50 to go, the momentum is with them.
Well, in this quarter, the Originals done a very good job of attacking the paint area of Knox Raiders, where Knox have been a little bit perimeter orientated and need to get a few more buckets inside.
Pepper doesn't mind guarding Darren Perry. This is the man that's got to do it inside. The cut came from Williams, but Lee couldn't find him.
Back over.
Northwest running a bit of time off the clock with 4.5 minutes to go. They're up by 3 points. Just one shot, so not in the comfort zone by any manner of means yet. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Jason Pepper from 4.5 metres comes up short. Perry with the rebound. He put it down on Harvey's foot, I think. Bragg goes hard at the hole. Bua! 26 points for Dave Bua. And the Northwest fans can see that championship beckoning.
You see passed off there. Nice pass there by Bragg. Bua's on the spot again. Finish it off for him. They're going to need some big defensive plays here, Knox, and they're going to have to score the next few times down the floor.
Leake did well there. Double team, but makes the basket. 3 points the difference. The outlet's a beauty to Pepper.
And a foul.
It's fouled as well. That's 5 on Howell.
You can see Knox are going at him inside now, and it's worked for them, but they got caught on the transition defense. Hasn't Pepper played a great game?
Oh.
I mean, he's up and down the floor.
.33 big points for Jason Pepper, who's averaged 27 per game this season.
And the
perfect time to beat your average in the grand final.
Certainly, and the body language of Knox at the moment is not good.
Down by 6. As they were at three-quarter time. But Pepper's ripped in the board.
Leake was looking to the referee for a call.
And these big players handle the ball so well. He runs the floor, gives it to Bragg. Bua's there, he's fouled Perry. He'll go to the line. They're looking like winners, the Originals.
And they're taking it at them. They've got a 6-point lead and they're not coming down. They're really looking to try and really take it transitionally. You can see shot goes up here. Bua leads on Leake, gets the rebound. Perry definitely across the arm for the foul. Rightly so to the foul line.
And they're in the penalty now with over 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Knox, everything against them.
We spoke a bit earlier about the Originals, how going down the fourth quarter, they pushed the ball.
And here's the offensive team getting the rebound with 3 throws being shot.
The score here is going to be tough. They're running a set.
3 minutes to go in the season. Pepper lost it on the dribble. Didn't matter. Bragg knocks down the shot.
He's played a very good game for him, Bragg. Done some great defensive things on Howell out there. He's done a very good job.
Leake has not been able to do it in the paint.
I'm sure Graham Longstaff wants a timeout here.
2.5 minutes to go. Oh, he still battled on there, Pepper. Knocked it to Bragg. Oh, it's tipped in by Leake. Nothing going right for Knox. And a timeout called by Longstaff. Now watch this. Leake goes up for the defensive board and tips it in. He cannot believe it.
You can see Keith Bragg running back there, and he's done a fantastic job defensively. He's been the quiet achiever for him. He's had Howell, he's done a good job there, and now he's
done it all season off the bench, Bragg. A change of role for him this year.
280.
Northwest Tassie Originals on a 14-4 run, and you can't see them being beaten from here.
Tough from here, but Phil Thomas says, stay with Perry, get close. He didn't want him to have the ball because he knows it's going up.
An absolute Hail Mary. He's fouled on the three-point shot, so we'll go to the line to shoot three.
He's not happy
throws.
about the call from the referee, but the thing he said in the timeout is don't let Perry get the ball.
Now, it's called on Bua. That's 5 fouls on him. Whoa, Darren Perry, the pressure right on his shoulders. He's been in lots of these sort of situations, the 28-year-old.
Well, if he can make the three foul shots here, then it's a 7-point game and a couple of stops. Then there's still a chance.
82% from the line this season, Darren Perry, but he misses.
And it hasn't been going down for him tonight.
No, 23 points per game is average. He's got 19 so far in this one. Makes just 1 of 3. As he just twisted the knee a little bit there, Bua.
Bua's hurting.
Yeah, on the slippery floor. Howe pulls in another rebound.
That's not good. That's not good play by Bill Chambers. He's saying he got fouled, but really it was a poor shot. The shot selection was poor, and they really don't need that at the moment. That's just giving Knox a chance for the basketball.
Now it's Pearce that's hobbling.
The court, with all the humidity and sweat that's in here, is now starting to become pretty wet. This is good. The Originals up putting pressure on there.
Wayne Howell inbounds the ball. 22 points and 14 rebounds for Howell.
This is going up.
It's Perry's threes or nothing that'll get Knox back in this game. And it's nothing, I'd suggest, with 1:52 to go. And Harvey, the captain, at just 21 years of age, will walk the length of the floor with both teams in the penalty to shoot the free throws. Phil Thomas, what a performance from his team this year.
See the rebound here, and Knox are in a position where they have to foul. They know if they don't score, they've got to foul.
Well, that was just a little flick, no help from the knees at all. They don't want to be too blasé about this. He misses both.
You've got to make sure that you make those if they're going to foul you.
All of a sudden, a three from Knox, and the pressure's on. Howell, tough shot under extreme pressure.
They've got to foul.
90 seconds to
got
go.
Foul.
Perry lets Harvey go. 7-point lead.
Turnover.
It bounces off the nose of Pearce, but kept in play by Bell Chambers. They're going to use up every time, all the time available to them on offense here, the Originals. Great ball handling from Bua under pressure from Leak. That's out off Knox. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Timeout.
Phil Thomas calls his final timeout of the year with his team up by 7. 72 seconds to go in the game.
Well, this is pretty important. If they can nail one here, it will really shut the gate. But there's still time. Minute 12 to go. There's still time. Quick hitters and then some quick fouls and so on, and you can still get there. So I'm sure Phil Thomas has talked, they're diagramming the play that they want to run out of bounds here. And then he'll tell them, they make the buckets, the value of the basketball, move it so they can't foul. At the other end of the floor, Graham Longstaff will be talking about how they can get some quick hitters and try and then foul to take the time off the clock, because now it's about getting shots away and with the least amount of time on the clock.
A final roll of the dice for the Knox Raiders.
Do you think it's going to be going to Pepper or Bauer?
Well, I mean, they've got a few offensive threats out there. The Originals, it's Bua they go to. Gets the shot away, right on the buzzer. Oh, it's stolen back. Bellchambers is fouled by Pearce, and he can just about ice the game from the line here with 66 seconds to go.
Well, the originals have out-hustled Knox in this game. I mean, the first quarter was all Knox, but from then on, the original just had, you can see Bellchambers hustles, gets the rebound and gets fouled there. And that's been the difference.
13 points in the game for Marcus Bellchambers. An 89% free throw shooter this year. He's been around for a while too. But I think probably the sweetest moment of his career is a minute away. They need threes in a hurry. Perry cannot find it at all. Maybe Howell can.
Howell trying to get him in the air.
And they can enjoy the last minute of this game. Harvey to the line.
It's not going to make any difference now.
Well, they've really come from nowhere. Unrated before the season started.
That's score right.
As the season has progressed, Phil Thomas's team has gone from strength to strength. They're going to maintain an unbeaten record in winning the national championship. They beat the defending champions Ballarat in the South Conference Championship in overtime. Ben Harvey at the line, his 2 3-pointers in that overtime really gave them the game. And the captain will be enjoying this. And again, they get the rebound from the free throws. Knox lose possession.
Another timeout.
36.8 seconds to go of the grand final. This is just prolonging the agony for the Knox Raiders. They're not going to add to their 91 championship. Northwest Tassie are going to save a national victory for the first time in their history.
And they've done that, Peter, by sheer tradesman-like, blue-collar type basketball. There's no frills there. I mean, they like their team that likes to run. They did that very well. But what they turned around after the first quarter was their defense. The zone helped them. They changed the game with that. They were able to rebound the ball, get some transition baskets. But after that, the focus was inside. And Jason Pepper's just had a sensational game. His ability to put the ball on the floor and take it at him inside.
And his smart play too, on 5 fouls for
his last of the game. Yeah. And well, what can you say? I mean, really, you know, his effort is just sensational.
Going to be a very sweet end to his basketball career in Australia. A technical foul called there on Leake. And how many fouls is that for Derek Leake? 4. Not that it matters now.
Well, what they've done is the ball out of bounds, and this has been a tendency happening, is to take no time off the clock, but they must hit the ball and not the man, otherwise the intentional. But anyone from here on now becomes an intentional foul, and they'll get the ball back from the side.
Infighting safe hands with Marcus Bellchambers as they move towards the 100.
When you're shooting in the 80s from the foul line, well, you've got the right person right there. Very nice action. Isn't he happy?
He's not the only one, I
and
can
a
tell
steal.
you. Capacity of just over 1,500 inside the Devonport Stadium. It's been a sellout for well over a week, this game. And every one of these
Wouldn't be surprised if he makes this, because he hasn't made anything.
Every one of these Northwest Coast basketball fans, and it's such a breeding ground for Tasmanian basketball talent, will remember the day they saw the Originals with their original national victory. Hugs all round with 23.1 seconds to go, and the high five start. The assistant coach up on his feet, Chris Boys, as are all the fans now. And Dave Brewer about to say bon voyage in the best possible way.
He didn't get it on camera there, but Marcus Belchambers wiped his hands on the referee's sleeve, so he still wants to make these two.
And they bring up the ton. A 12-point lead. And he's using his bench a little bit now, Longstaff, and it doesn't really matter. David Smith, the 17-year-old
prospect, he should shoot this and make this because he's done everything else.
Why not shoot it from halfway? He's fouled. He'll go to the line with 4.6 seconds to go.
Well, you can see the guys there. They've worked very, very hard for this all year. And I think this is going to be very fitting that Jason Pepper gets to shoot the last basket for the Originals. If two people could shoot it, Bow and him would be great, but he's played a sensational game.
And there's going to be a lot of people in Devonport who see the sun come up tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach Phil Thomas just sitting there. He's calm and cool, but he'll be really enjoying it. Don't need to say any words about that, Pete.
15 straight wins, unbeaten at home. They brought the best record in the CBA into this national final, and they were the boys all right. They've won by 13 points against a team who never threw in the towel, but they were just better all round in the grand final. The Northwest Tassie Originals. Bragg and his boy, he did some great things off the bench in this game. A changed role this season for Keith Bragg, but he's played his part in a brilliant team performance for Phil Thomas's team. Deserved CBA national champions.
Certainly deserve it, and I mean, how good for basketball in Tasmania is this with the news of Hobart going in the NBL, and for these guys to do this is what basketball needed in Tasmania. It shows what can be done. And there's the elation of players who have worked so hard. Coach Thomas be saying a few words to them. And now he's saying to the guys, enjoy the moment you've worked very, very hard for.
The first Tasmanian team to win the CBA championship. And Thomas, well, he's got to be odds on to win the Coach of the Year.
Well, he's done a very good job. And watching him coach throughout the game, he was always in control. He was nice and calm, even when things are going wrong for him. He stayed cool, kept the troops together, and now you can see he's letting a little of the emotion go now, and he's going to enjoy the moment as well.
Well,
he should be going around with the players as well, because he's done just as much for this victory as what the players have done.
Well, I think he's sitting back and just taking it all in. Well, all of these guys from the United States have played in a lot of very big games, probably won championships at various levels, but it's probably the best moment of their careers here.
Well, Keith Bragg's been out here for a long time, and you know, he's gone through some rough times, and now he's enjoying the good times, and you know, that's what sport's about. You have the highs and lows, but when you're in the lows, it's the way you fight out of it, and the way that this team really worked hard. It just showed them the result.
And as I said, the Raiders never threw in the towel. But they were up against it, and they knew it tonight. If anybody was going to trouble the Originals on their home court, it was the Raiders. And they gave it a great shot. They led at quarter time by 5 points, but it was the Originals who, with a brilliant second quarter, got the lead back. A 19-5 run there. And, well, they only gave up the lead for moments from there on.
Yeah, well, they've been a very good road team, but, you know, they had some very good wins to get here, but this is the one that got away from them.
Chief Executive of the CBA, Ross Graham, now for the presentations.
Mr. Rob Mills to come forward and present the runners-up medallions to the Knox Raiders. If I could call forward the captain of the Knox Raiders, Ross Wignall, please come forward.
Can you call all your boys out?
One by one. Thanks.
If they just stay out here.
Hold them both together.
Hold them both together.
David Ladd.
Very long time here for the players going through this. The hurt that they've done. They've worked so hard to get to this position.
David Smith.
Now to make this short walk, which for them will be a very, very long one, up here and think of what
Matt Warrenczak.
doing.
Loses medallions.
Chris Pearce.
Really, words don't need to be said here.
Stephen
You've got
Lennard.
to look at the body language of the players and so on to know how they're feeling.
How much did they miss Lennard?
Matthew Scriven. Wayne Howe.
Never stopped trying. Wayne Howe, 24 points, 16 rebounds.
Derek Leake.
Ten points for Derek Leake.
Darren Perry.
Darren Perry, 19 points.
Ian Williams.
Made 5 three-pointers. This wasn't enough.
Our
Williams
team
had a good
physio,
game,
Terry
15
Boyd.
points.
Team manager, Charlie Zale. Our assistant coach, Rob Brownlee. And our head coach, Graham Longstaff. Just got a couple of words to say. Congratulations to Northwest Tasmania. Played a great game tonight. Deserved the win. Introduce them. To my guys, we had a great season. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish it off, but, you know, we tried our hardest, I guess, and, you know, I guess there's always next year. To our supporters, thanks very much for all your support. You've been great all year. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Great dignity there from Ross Wignall under, well, not the best of circumstances.
A lot of emotion in that little speech. I think it's going to be a big night in Devonport tonight.
Yeah. We might keep out of their way, I think, Gordon.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Knox for putting up a good game. I mean, there's always got to be a winner out of the grand final. I mean, you've had a good year, and it's just unfortunate that you can't win. I mean, it's a good feeling, but well done, Knox, anyway. Good job. Secondly, I'd like to thank the crowd. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think we'll be here, so thank you.
And to all the fans out in the annex, who I'm sure have been shouting just as loudly too. Well done to you folks out there.
The CBA, the Qantas, I mean, it's a great competition, so thank you for keeping up this good work. And Ross Graham, you deserve a pat on the back, so congratulations there. Thank you.
sure the noises coming out of this stadium at the moment will be heard all over Devonport, so I'm sure
For our sponsors,
everyone knows what's going on.
I mean, you just got to look at it around. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And especially our major sponsor, Brian Bogues, I'd like to thank him very much.
Which I'm sure they'll have a fair bit tonight.
The sponsor's product,
Just on,
I think they'll have to be brewing there
just on Bogues,
very heavily
I mean,
the next few weeks.
Brian's not just a sponsor, he's a great guy, and as far as we're concerned as the team, he's part of the team. So thanks, Brian. Get him going. Number 5, Mark Pearcey. Number 6, Keith Bragg.